Okay, now we were given another task, which was given to me and Josh, to speak about our feelings about lockdown and how college has made us feel online. However, me and Josh were really, really honest, and we felt like that we both wasn't feeling motivated online, and we know other people haven't either. Like, as soon as we finished the 12th night at Christmas, just gone, and then we went into the new year, preparing to come back to college. Lockdown. No, well, we was technically in lockdown, but we were in tier 3 or 4 at the time. I think, yeah, we were in tier 4 by Christmas, by New Year's Eve, because we went to tier 3 just after Christmas Day. So we were in lockdown for just around New Year's Eve. Then we weren't allowed to go back to education for 2 weeks, so we had online lessons instead. However, Boris announced that we were going to a national lockdown, and we weren't sure whether we were going back to college this year or not. Even I hoped we were, which we did, because we already missed out enough education going from home the past year, which was not what everyone needed. But then again, it had to happen because COVID was getting really, really bad. It got real bad. So, because we were getting thousands of deaths a day, we were getting thousands of new cases every single day, and it was getting worse throughout Christmas. And it was right, Boris put another national lockdown in, which I knew was coming because the pandemic was getting worse in the Christmas period. And being honest, going back to college, which was online, starting off with a physical theatre, which we knew what we were doing first because Catherine just announced it was going to be based on COVID with social distancing and other things. But we didn't know fully what we were doing back then, so we were waiting until the new year to come back. However, we couldn't. So, and throughout the time, rehearsing for Big Space, Small Space, and the Big Space and the activities with doing your own materials to the silent scream, and like doing our little scenes where we ended up in a violent place, like Kieran done his kick, and Josh hit his hammer. I punched Ed in the face. Ed kicked. Tanya got hit. Tanya was threatened to stab, and then Adam was being weird, and then hurt Kermit. Poor Kermit. And yeah, it was all fun, but it didn't feel like fun at the same time because doing it from home, I have to be honest, doing online work from home, it made me fall out of love with physical theatre from doing it from home because I was excited about doing it. And then when the lockdown happened, I wasn't excited about it anymore. I wasn't feeling happy. I wasn't enjoying the lessons. I was feeling unmotivated. And Josh felt the exact same. And I'm glad he was. And other people had said they weren't happy with doing it online. They didn't feel motivated. They didn't feel like they were enjoying it. And I didn't say anything at first because I was worried I was the only one. and I didn't want to sound selfish, so I kept quiet. When other people said how they felt, to me, not saying it's a good thing, but it did make me feel a bit better because I was I felt like I was the only one feeling it, even though I didn't ask when I didn't want to, but maybe I should have at the same time. That people just wasn't enjoying physical theatre anymore, and we were just hoping so hard on the 7th we were allowed to go back to college. We were allowed to do our physical theatre from the theatre, even though we knew it was going to be complicated, only having 2 weeks or a week to do it. But then again, that's just how it works. So we've just got to be so careful and uptight on how we do this, because it's going to be a big thing going back to college if we do go back. I have got high hopes and belief that we will go back, because I believe Boris knows our education is important and we need to get back to schools and college and universities to get our education, because the fact last year we missed out, it made it hard for us, and I don't think Boris wants that for us again, and neither do the rest of us. So I was glad we did go back to college in the end, and we went through technically a new process because we were going through new things. However, we didn't change much, which was helpful. We had a nice big scaffolding, which I did not expect, but hey ho, always good to have something new in our lives. And yeah, the fact I saw, the fact I no, change that. The fact I witnessed Ed and Kieran creating their own little physical theatre piece on the scaffolding, I wanted to do it too. And so I wasn't bothered whether I was going to be doing my own physical theatre movement from the bottom of the scaffolding or top of the scaffolding. So Tanya had kindly offered to work with me. However, she wasn't comfortable with working on top of the scaffolding, so I did it myself. So I wasn't fussed which one I do, so I was happy for Tanya to go on top. So we worked together and we created our own movements, which the first one was boredom, the second one was exercise, and the third one was searching, because we were just trying to find people, and the fourth one was trying to reach out, trying to reach our loved ones. So as you could saw at the end, me and Tanya were trying to reach each other even though we couldn't, because that's how lockdown had put us all through. So with so much boredom, then exercise, because we were either exercising from home, or we were out jogging, or doing some gym exercise in the fields, which was very much a new normal thing in the lockdown. And then the searching, it's like you're searching for your loved one, but you can't find that loved one. Then reaching out, you're trying to reach out to your friends, your loved ones, but you can't get there due to social distancing and restrictions. So I believe me and Tanya made a real good piece, and we put our all into that. Yeah, it wasn't the best, but then in my eyes there is no such thing as the best, because I'm not all about competition. I don't like to compare others to what others have done. I think everyone does very good in their own way. We all come up with different ideas, and different ways of doing things, which I don't see any issue in, because yeah, like I said, we're all different, we're all human. It's just the way human life works. We do things differently.